Honorable Minister, we're in your hands.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Babalwa. You can remove it, Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Acting Chair. Good morning to you. Good morning to all members. It's been some time, having not been part of the Portfolio Committee. We're here. I see the agenda of two matters that would be done by first police and the IPID, and then we'll go to the second one, which happens to be the illicit, illegal mining, famously or infamously known as Zamazama. I'm sure that briefing will be done. Chairperson, would agree with you that the negative impact and negative narrative by the actions of the members of the South African police that are attached to work with the deputy president of the country, as indeed put us on a little bit of back foot. Maybe it's my opportunity today, because there have been a lot of call of the minister that has said nothing about it. Chair, when the thing happened, I was out of the country. I was in Kinshasa, and every other thing by the acting minister, by the provincial, by national commissioner, by the IPID, and by all other principals, the deputy president himself, and all that, they have spoken on the matter. So really, there was nothing new.
Recording stop. Recording in progress.
There was nothing new that one would have come up with it, except filling the gaps as one has filled the gaps in calling the police to be cooperative on the matter and doing what they're supposed to do. I'm sure the briefing will tell us the ground covered by both the IPID and the police themselves, both internally and externally, in terms of criminal matters and disciplinary matters. So for me, that would be that on the first one. The second one, I'm sure, Chair, as that one comes, maybe we'll have a little bit again of a preamble before the actual presentation. Therefore, Chair, I would not waste time. I will take it back to Chair, maybe to sit with the National Commissioner and who presents on that one, and then go to the Executive Director who presents on this one from the IPID. Thanks, Chair.
Okay. National Commissioner, my apologies. I didn't realize that the National Commissioner is in, but you are recognized. Can you lead us, National Commissioner?
Good morning, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable members. Good morning, the Minister of Police, Deputy Minister, and the ED of IPID and colleagues. Honorable Chair, we are going to start with our presentation, maybe just to highlight a few current matters before one get into the presentation. We had a member of the DPCI who was killed on the 6th of August, somewhere along the N1. It looks a hit, and we have established a team that is investigating that specific incident. Another one, we almost had an en masse escape at the Kudamasintumule prison in Limpopo, where South African Police Services responded very swiftly from Limpopo and all other provinces, and there was zero escape. We managed to control the situation. And just for information, also the Deputy National Commissioner for Crime Detection has been appointed, Lieutenant General Sibia, effective 1st of July 2023. And Yeah, I think those are the matters that I wanted to highlight. Of course, we also have police commemoration that is coming on the 3rd of September. On the presentation, I'll ask General Mhlala to lead us with the presentation, Honorable Chair. But what I want to say as an introduction is that after we discovered the video, immediately I did start taking action. The first action was to identify the members, and once we have identified that it is our members, the process of internal investigation started. General Mhlala, can you then proceed with the presentation? Thanks, Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much, National Commissioner. Good morning to the Honorable Acting Chairperson, Honorable Members, the Honorable Minister of Police, General Cele, the Honorable Deputy Minister, Date Castle Matale, all the National Commissioner, all senior managers on the platform. Honorable Chairperson and members, the presentation will focus on incident involving SAPS VIP Protection Services members attached to the Deputy President. We can go to the next slide. The table of contents will focus on the purpose, background, progress report, and way forward. Next slide. The next slide will focus more on the purpose, which is to actually brief the portfolio committee on the incident. Go to the next slide. Then on the background is just to also what has been also articulated by the National Commissioner, that as the SAPS management, we received the invitation to brief the PCOP, and that the management became aware of the incident through a video that was circulating on social media. And then that upon us getting the video that was circulating, we then did the preliminary investigation to confirm whether the alleged incident and the alleged members involved were actually in the police, and we were able to actually through the preliminary investigation to identify that the alleged members possibly they were attached to the Presidential Protection Services. We can go to the next slide. On the next slide, Honorable Chairperson and members, is to focus on the progress that as soon as the SAPS management became aware of the incident, the following measures were put in place by the National Commissioner. The departmental investigation was instituted in terms of the disciplinary regulations of 2016. The investigating officer was appointed to investigate the incident. The investigation revealed the involvement of 8 members attached to the Presidential Protection Services within Division PSS, and that the members are part of the security detail of the Deputy President of the RSA. Can go to the next slide. On the next slide, still on progress, the 8 members were then served with the notice of precautionary suspension on the 10th of July, and they were subsequently suspended after receiving their representations, and they're still currently on suspension. Then the internal departmental investigation is currently at a very advanced stage. It should be finalized as soon as possible. Once the investigation is finalized, the management will then implement the recommendations or the findings of the internal investigation in terms of disciplinary regulations. The SAPS management is prioritizing the internal investigation to ensure that this matter receives the necessary priority. Command and control after the incident has been strengthened, where the unit lectures and all several other interventions were put in place to ensure that the commanders need to tighten the command and control for the members on duty, the protection teams, when they are performing their duties. And what we've also done subsequent to that, myself as the Divisional Commissioner held a meeting on the 13th of July with the members of the component Presidential Protection Services with a view to promote the professional code of conduct. Just to remind them that we have a code of conduct as South African Police Service, and that all members within the Division Protection Services must adhere to the code of conduct of the SAPS. Regular sessions are conducted with all components within Division Protection Services, and both at national and provincial levels. I've taken this part of this process to actually everywhere within the division to ensure that all members on a regular basis must be both by the commanders and including myself, that we re-emphasize the issue of code of conduct and all the relevant policies and regulations that are relevant to the mandate of the PSS. As part of the way forward, Honorable Chairperson and members, we Division HRM, we have a South African Police Service employee health and wellness environment, which actually is able to deliver the proactive programs within the EHW, and that those programs are currently have been made available to the members, and it's a continuous process to ensure that the members on a regular basis they receive the proactive programs, and that as soon as we have finalized the internal disciplinary process, the Portfolio Committee on Police will be updated on the outcome of the internal process. I submit. Thank you very much, National Commissioner, Minister.
National Commissioner, are you fine?
Thanks very much, Honorable Chair. That's our submission. So thank you very much.
If you're fine, thanks very much. And thanks very much, General Mutala. Can I invite IPID, Executive Director, so that we discuss both reports at the same time?
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Thank you very much, Chairperson. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you very much, Chair and honorable members. Good morning. Good morning, Minister. Good morning, GM. Good morning, National Commissioner. Good morning, General Libya, and good morning, colleagues from SAPS. Chair, I must indicate that the matter that we are sharing or not discussing with you, it's a matter that is sub judice. So I am just going to humbly request that you note that we are unable to divulge much on this matter because the matter is before court. Chair, I must also indicate that this is a prosecution-led investigation. So we're doing it jointly with the DPP of Gauteng. So when we are unable to answer some of the questions is because we are trying to divulge more information lest we find ourselves in trouble in terms of this whole or our answers being used in a court of law. So we'll give what we can, but other information that we are unable to give, it's not because we are dodgy, it's because we know that it's questions that might also be asked in a court of law. So, Chair, I'm also going to request that my chief investigator takes you through the presentation, and then we will submit from there. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Kanye.
Thank you, Executive Director. Good morning to the Chairperson. Good morning to the Honorable Minister, Honorable Deputy Minister, and the members of the Portfolio Committee. As the ED indicated and the program is alluded to, we are presenting to the Portfolio Committee today the investigation that we are currently busy with involving the 8 members attached to the SAPS VIP unit. Our presentation, as the ED said, is very precise. It only goes direct to the issues that we think are pertinent to be discussed with the Portfolio Committee. And the slide that we'll be presenting, the content of our presentation are as follows. We'll present the purpose, the background, IPID's investigation, the current status of the matter. Now, if you'll allow me to move to the purpose, slide 3. We are providing progress to the Portfolio Committee on police regarding the involvement of or the allegation against the members of the VIP. The case has been registered as Sentence Case 80 of 7/2023, and the matter is with us as the IPID currently. We are investigating that. The purpose, again, the second purpose is to give assurance to the investigations and the portfolio committee that the investigation is progressing well, that we've taken all the steps necessary to ensure that we investigate the matter without fear or favor. The background, you would recall that the genesis of this matter was through the video that circulated that went viral. So IPID also noted the video which was circulating on social media, and from the video reflected VIP Protection Unit members. It depicted them assaulting members that we've later identified as members of the South African National Defence Force employees. We then started with our preliminary investigation because we needed to confirm the incident. So the IPID's preliminary investigation confirmed that the incident in question, which occurred on the 2nd of July 2023 along the N1 in Gauteng, was indeed a matter that IPID had to investigate in terms of our act. So having satisfied ourselves, we then opened a case as per sentence case 80 of 7, 2023, with the following charges that we preferred against the members, which is assault GBH, malicious damage to property, and pointing of firearms. That was the first step that we did as part of our investigation. Then we dwelled into the full investigation of this matter. So subsequent to opening the criminal case against the 8 VIP protection members, we then started with our investigation. Within the process of investigation, after having gathered all the statements that we needed and the information that was available to us, we were able to then refer the matter to the Director of Public Prosecution to peruse and also give guidance in terms of what is contained in the docket. And based on the evidence which was available and presented to the DPP then issued warrant of arrest against the VIP Protection Unit, all of them, all 8 of them. So on the 23rd of July, 2023, all 8 suspects were arrested, detained, and charged by the Independent Police Investigative Directorate. We then continued. So on the 24th of July, 2023, the suspects, all 8 suspects, made their first appearance in Randburg Magistrate Court. During their first appearance, they all applied for bail. However, the state requested the court to remand the matter in custody for formal bail hearing, which the court later granted. So on the 24th, the accused then indicated their intention to apply for bail. However, the court felt that there are certain things that needed to be done. So they remanded the matter, and they felt that it should be a formal bail hearing that needed to follow all the prescripts in terms of Criminal Procedure Act for the application of the bail. Now, the matter was then postponed to the 1st of August for formal bail application, which then means that they were in custody from the 24th to the 1st of August, which was the direction of the court to allow IPID to continue with outstanding investigation that will then be used as they apply for bail that the DPP needed to consider. So IPID then ran with that, and on the 1st of August, the bail application was then entertained by the court. On the very same day, the 1st of August, all 8 accused applied for bail, and the court granted bail, and they were all released on 10,000 bail each. Currently, the status of the case now, the matter after they were released, the matter was postponed to the 27th of September 2023 for further investigation. And I can also indicate, Chairperson, that the investigation are at an advanced stage, and we envisage to conclude it very soon. Thank you. Over to you, the Executive Director.